What's up, guys? Back again with another analysis on our YouTube channel. I know I was actually supposed to post this on Sunday, but I've been feeling a little ill. I'm actually just getting a lot much more better now, as is. So I just decided to actually just really drop it today, so that you guys can be able to just see on how things are looking like in the market. So yesterday, um. Oh yeah, also to touch upon, I haven't been like much active on the Instagram page. Well, I did post yesterday, but just in terms of just like analysis as well too, because I do post a lot of like um updated analysis entries based on how the market's actually moving about in the free community group. So yeah, but anyway, just to get back into it, FOMC was yesterday. Rates have not changed, still the same. But we are seeing a bit of a decline in the charts for this week. I did actually see quite a few opportunities there as is, but I'm just gonna like zoom out into the weekly so that you guys can be able to see on how things are actually going about. I know the lines are really um just congesting everything as is, but once we zoom in, we're gonna have like everything broken down into detail. So based on just how this candlestick is actually closing, we could potentially actually see a bit of a push. Well, not how it's closing, but how it's actually moving. We could be actually seeing a push to the downside. So looking at the daily, as you can see, there's been a bit of like ranging in between. Um, there's been a lot of range, yeah, a bit of ranging within this area, but because price has actually hit the top here. By the way, we're looking at NASDAQ currently. So because obviously at the top, we've actually kind of just reached a really high point and level. And also if you zoom out on the weekly, this is a very crucial point where prices continuously kept like rejecting as you guys can see. Yeah, yeah, it was a wick. It's been a bullish no momentum actually pushing up and hitting this weekly high and then dropping, creating false fake out in terms of price continuation moving to the upside. So we're kind of like in between the zone as is, but we actually didn't necessarily manage to break above this weekly high, which is around here. If we just reset here, this weekly high, which is around 22,133. So if we do zoom in on the daily, I'm just going to zoom in onto 4 hour. Because we'll be able to see a lot of things a lot much more clearly. So there was kind of a bit of like a wedge that I actually found out and saw, which was around here. Just around here. Yeah, just around there. Then, so yeah, there's a little bit of a wedge within this zone. Actually, I'm just gonna lift this up just slightly a little bit. So, price come through, create this wedge, price sank. So retest kind of just didn't necessarily go into the exact same direction, shooting down because this came a bullish candle and then shot up and then still continued to retest. And with what's happening currently right now is that we can kind of just like see a bit of a double top. Um, so exactly what I'm anticipating is that if we do necessarily break this neck, right here, which is a very, very crucial zone as is. So I'm gonna just take out my thing and just highlight this zone here is a very, very, very crucial zone that we need to be very cautious of in identifying. Then we'll get a really good direction and knowing very well that price will potentially come just break through and shatter and then maybe reach this level here. So what I will be expecting though is now that we're just gonna zoom in onto the 1 hour. Um, I think 4 hours is gonna actually give us a little bit more power because 1 hour seems long. It congested. So with this high level, I'm just gonna take out my pathway. So from the top, based on that's not actually breaking through from this high, we have been kind of just seeing this a little bit of a downtrend within this zone. So we'll probably just expect a pullback within this level and then a shoot straight down into this zone right here. So we could potentially probably see this right leg actually forming in and pushing to the downside, and then maybe reaching 21,833, and then continuation pullback around this level, the neck of the M formation, and then a continuation to 21,176. I think also fundamentally, just looking at what we've been viewing currently, there is a bit of a war that's happening between Israel. Well, it's not a bit, but it's quite hectic. There is a war that's happening between Israel and Iran, so it is affecting the economy quite a bit, as you are seeing quite a lot of volatile moves. I've been seeing quite a lot of volatile moves as this. I think this was actually the move where it actually started, to be quite honest with you, on the 25th of, on the 12th of June. Yeah, I think around about this area was when the war had actually started. So yeah, if there is no truth that's being discussed as is, and given based on how things are actually going about between Israel, the US, and Iran, we could potentially see a downside momentum pushing straight to lower prices within stocks overall. But with NASDAQ, I'm predicting that we actually do see a sell-off, um, at least. But yeah, that will just depend on how certain things actually play about. I think with US30, yeah, same with US30. US30, what's really nice is that it's been just really respecting price action to the core. NASDAQ has been a little bit of it's a little flaky. It's not really moving in the direction that I wanted to expected it to move. But let's just zoom out and weekly just show you how things are actually kind of just looking like as is in terms of candlesticks. So you can see also as well too, this candlestick is just kind of just wicked up, and then we are going to possibly finish off this week with the body of this candlestick closing just slightly above, hopefully so. But we'll see how things go. Today is a bank holiday, so we could potentially not see so much movement within the markets, but just be on the lookout because we are not going to see any volatility come in during bank holiday. So yeah, I'm also seeing pretty much the same thing with US30, but I think with US30, there has not been actually an M formation. I've actually been looking at it in this way. So we are potentially within a head and shoulders pattern right here. This actually is the one because the neck is from this level. So here we go. Yeah, so the your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and continuation to the downside. and creating this right shoulder right here. So we are potentially going to be actually pushing down to lower levels with US30. I am being hopeful in the sense that we can be able to actually just maybe hit this level right here. So if we do, maybe just delete this overall because you can be able to see it's just like overall structure. I am thinking that we could potentially probably possibly. So because let me do this. Um, so based on overall bullish structure actually breaking this level right here, this bullish uptrend that I'd actually like mapped out right here, we could potentially be seeing a downside to areas within. So I'm just going to go from the high end retest of this level. I'm actually just going to use, so we dropped from here, we just on this zone here. So just slightly, possibly just didn't necessarily come back, but we'll just consider that as is. Yeah, and then maybe a breakthrough on this low right here, which will come and then retest on 41,770, and then retest around this level in zone and actually pushing straight to the downside and coming through to what you call it. Let me just take this coming straight through to around that area. So be on the lookout. I do possibly still see bearish momentum as is as well too. As I did say, this was the candlestick that actually just confirmed everything overall as is based on the first attack that happened within Israel and Iran. You can be able to just double check and go back and see. I remember on the 12th, on that Thursday, was when the missile was shot by Israel going straight to Iran. So we are seeing a bit of bearish momentum, or we are actually potentially going to be seeing a lot of bearish momentum within the markets within maybe the next few weeks. To also look at gold, not gold, Bitcoin. Bitcoin as well too. It's kind of just been really choppy as well too. I think after this kind of just set up in the previous video where it was a little drop and we saw kind of like a rejection around this area. So I'm also going to zoom out on the weekly so you guys can just be able to see the candlestick pattern. So around this level right here, there is a lot of wick rejections as you can be able to see. Crazy wick rejection. So what I am seeing, just zooming in on the daily, is that potentially this area right here, I'm just going to this area right here is a very strong area. This area, these two areas, or in between these two price zones, we are seeing a lot of rejection, especially here when once price actually hits this low right here. So I think because price keeps consistently coming through and rejecting this area zone right here, we could maybe potentially see a push to the upside as is to 110.67 110.676, but I would not necessarily trade anything within Bitcoin because I'm not seeing like really decent like market structure as is in terms of just identifying really like good entries based on just kind of like the strategy that I do use. But I think nonetheless, like we are seeing this area being very, very, very strong, crucial area. I'm just gonna highlight this around here. This zone is a very, 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 very strong zone. As you can see, because price keeps rejecting, if it does create maybe a slight um, breakthrough, it will reject and do a pullback going up, and you can be able to see on the weekly time frame. It's just like when you zoom in, the wick rejections around that zone are very insane. So very, 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 very tight. So you're seeing very like neutral candlesticks in terms of seeing that there's a lot of like buying momentum within the zone right here where prices actually continuously pushing up. So we just have to kind of just like wait and see how things actually play out with Bitcoin. Um, Overall, it is a little stagnant right now, but hopefully we can be able to just see a little bit of momentum and structure kind of as like play about in part. But yeah, if you really just want to also just dive into understanding these zones that I do map out and actually seeing how they are, we do obviously have a course that you can be able to dive into and just really see and understand on how I actually analyze the charts and just actually view a lot of things in the sense of seeing how price action actually just kind of just like moves in terms of volume, and as well to follow us on our Instagram page as well too, and join our free community group. All the information will be left in um, the description below in this video. And yeah, I just hope this video was helpful enough for anybody to actually just see. This is not financial advice, but just an educational content page that's just trying to really just give an insight based on how the markets actually move about um, going along. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers. Thanks.